Good morning and welcome to Universalist Church of West Hartford, in which love is the Spirit. We are so glad you are here in the sanctuary or anywhere in the world. If you are visiting or returning after a time away, welcome. I am Steve Leibin, one of the members of the Board of Trustees. If you are a visitor, we hope you'll talk with one of our welcome team members or visit our webpage at www.westhartforduu.org to learn more about us and everything that's going on in our community. Our guest book or online contact page will help you get onto our electronic mailing list. Our electronic communications are the best way for us to stay connected. We look forward to helping you become part of the Universalist Church community. We're still in an in-between COVID moment. The risk of severe illness is considered low, though our levels of transmission are higher than anyone would like. We have quality masks available from the ushers if you need one, or on the sides. Please remember that masks are required for unvaccinated people over 2 years old. After worship, we'll have a fellowship in the Fisk Hall all the way straight back and through Zoom. If you need help finding your way to Fisk Hall for our fellowship hour, any member of the church will be happy to guide you. Just look for someone wearing a name tag. You can find a link for Zoom in your weekly news or our Breeze calendar. If you aren't getting the weekly news, please sign up for it on our website. And now, I invite everyone to take a moment to make your mobile phone silent, turn off your email, and put away your keyboards, and let's settle in for worship.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, absolutely. Hands up. beautiful music to start our service today. Our call to worship this morning. Oh, and for anyone I haven't met, I'm Reverend Dianne. Hi. Our reading this morning is entitled The Blessing of Hope by Jan Richardson. So may we know the hope that is not just for someday, but for this day. Here, now, in this moment that opens to us. Hope not made of wishes, but of substance. Hope made of sinew and muscle and bone. Hope that has breath and a beating heart. Hope that will not keep quiet and be polite. Hope that knows how to holler when it's called for. Hope that knows how to sing. And when there seems little cause, hope that raises us from the dead. Not someday, but this day, every day, again and again and again. Come, let us worship together. All right, you, behave. Come on, I see the little flame. I see the flame. Thank you, baby. Our chalice lighting this morning is entitled A Single Flame and was written by Kent Nurburn. We are not saints. We are not heroes. Our lives are lived in the quiet corners of the ordinary. We build tiny hearth fires, sometimes barely strong enough to give off warmth. But to the person lost in the darkness, our tiny flame may illuminate the road to safety, restoration, peace, and belonging. It is not given to us to know who is lost in the darkness that surrounds us, or even if our light can be seen. We can only know that against even the smallest of lights, darkness cannot stand. A sailor lost at sea can be guided home by a single candle. A person lost in a wood can be led to safety by a flickering flame. It is not an issue of quality or intensity or purity. It is simply an issue of the presence of light, like the one here in our sanctuary as we light our chalice. Our opening hymn this morning is at number 347 in the gray hymnal. Please rise in body or spirit in the sanctuary or wherever you are as we join together in singing, Gather the Spirit. Thank you, everyone. Please join me in speaking the words of our affirmation, our covenant, as printed in the order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Please be seated. And now it is time, as is my habit during the time for all ages, before we send the kids down for class. I brought a story with me this morning called Consideration is Golden. Tommy the treadmill was experiencing a midlife crisis. He was unhappy with his life and felt depressed. Tamara, his owner, was a personal trainer who ran her business out of her home, and Tommy was a big part of her livelihood. Without Tommy, Tamara wouldn't be able to train her clients as effectively and would lose income. Tommy was aware of his necessity, but he didn't care at that moment. His feelings were most important to him, and he wanted a break. Therefore, at that very moment, Tommy turned off his power. The next day, Tamara and her client Jill walked into the gym. "All right, Jill, walk briskly on the treadmill for 25 minutes at 3 miles per hour, said Tamara. "Sure," responded Jill as she hopped onto the treadmill. Tamara, this machine won't start," said Jill with a puzzled expression. Tamara tried everything she knew to fix Tommy the treadmill. She unplugged, reset, pressed his buttons, and even shook him to no avail. Tommy the treadmill knew that Tamara was growing increasingly concerned, but he felt it was his right to rest and refused to turn his power on. Tamara, I'm going home. Call me when you fix your machine," Jill commanded as she walked out of the room. After a week of Tommy refusing to work despite his owner's every attempt, Tamara's husband said, "Honey, if you want to keep your business, we're going to have to buy a new treadmill." Tamara was devastated. "It'll cost $1,200 and we'll be late on our mortgage payment," she cried, tears streaming down her face. Tommy felt guilty for letting Tamara down and immediately powered back up. Tamara and her husband jumped for joy. The same day, Tamara scheduled several clients and continued earning the money she and her family needed. Like most of us who work hard, Tommy desperately desired a break. Sometimes it's tempting to do exactly what we please without regard for how it will affect those around us. Tommy decided not to work regardless of how it affected Tamara. Due to his selfish decision, Tamara could have lost her business and would have been late on her mortgage payment. Tommy's feelings weren't wrong. We all need a break occasionally. But his decision to take his break right then was insensitive and uncaring. Because Tommy chose the wrong time to fulfill his wish, he almost destroyed the life of his loving owner, Tamara. Acting in this manner isn't only selfish, but also irresponsible. You are not alone in this world. None of us are. Your decisions matter, and they can greatly affect the lives of those you love. Therefore, it's your responsibility, and mine as well, to consider the effects your actions will have on others. After all, wouldn't you want someone to think of your feelings before making a decision that could significantly impact your life? Join me now as we sing the children to class. Go now in peace? I didn't tell you that part? No RE. Okay. Well, y'all get to hang out with us then. That works for me. All righty. It's the 1st of September. I'm still kind of in summer mode, though September is supposed to mean fall and getting back to business. Let's not even worry about it. Let's just keep going. Our voluntary offering, sharing our resources for our shared work as a religious community, is a spiritual practice for us. By offering your time, talent, and treasure to this community, you help us serve the members, friends, and wider community of this congregation. As part of that service, we share our general offering each week with organizations that do work in the world that brings us ever closer to creating the beloved community. This month, we share our plate with the Brain Injury Alliance of Connecticut. They provide support to individuals with brain injuries, their families, caregivers, and brain injury professionals while increasing awareness of brain injury and its prevention. The organization was founded in 1981 when Charlotte Kane, the mother of a traumatic brain injury survivor, discussed with friends the painful lack of resources for brain injury survivors and those who support them as they deal with an often long and difficult road to recovery and living their best life possible. Their mission is to raise the voices and visibility of people with brain injury and improve lives through support, education, and advocacy. To give electronically, please use the QR code in your order of service, the links in our description or those on our website to make a donation to our offering. Our offering will now be gratefully received here in the sanctuary. May these gifts you have so generously given on this morning sustain the work we do together, the life of this community, and the wider world of which we are a part. Thank you. Please rise in body or spirit as we speak our congregational reading this morning, number 461. We're going to do it responsively, which means I'll start with the words in Roman type, and we will speak the words in italics together. Number 461, we must be saved. Nothing worth doing is completed in our lifetimes. Nothing true or beautiful or good makes complete sense in any immediate context of history. Nothing we do, however virtuous, can be accomplished alone. No virtuous act is quite as virtuous from the standpoint of our friend or foe as from our own. Therefore, we are saved by a final form of love, which is forgiveness. Thank you, everyone. Let's join in singing our doxology. If you're seated, that's okay. If you're standing, wonderful. Sing out so everybody can hear you. Our doxology. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated, be comfortable as we enter our time of pastoral prayer. We send prayers and positive energy to Ann B., who was in an automobile accident on her way home from services on Sunday, August 18th. She bruised her ribs and her sternum, ouch, and the car, unfortunately, was totaled. However, she is recovering well, and her new car arrived on Thursday, August 29th. David W. is now located at Meriden Health and Rehab, and Donna can visit him frequently. They both are dealing with David's dementia as well as they can. Their sons have been a great source of support, and Donna and David appreciate this community's care and outreach as we keep their families in our thoughts and send them love, strength, and peace. Helene B. passed away at the age of 95 after a short illness. She departed this world gently on August 17th with her son Mark at her side. She wanted to be remembered to this loving community. Her ashes were buried on August 30th of this year. As we conclude our time of prayer and reflection, we send positive energy, strength, and love to those mourning loved ones and dealing with challenges of any size or shape. We keep those items not shared aloud here during the prayer close. We'll now honor them with a few moments of silence, after which I will share with you a reading entitled Add the Alleluias by Paul R. Beadle. Add the Alleluias. Let us contemplate the Spirit together. Spirit of life and love, justice and peace. Day in and day out, wait weary tasks. Burdens we lift again, worn paths we wear some more. Want and means worn thin, and fatigue. Pain and grief, coldness of heart, bitter and weary days. Where we know desolation, how do we call forth hope? How do we dig out, rise up when our hearts are buried and sunken down? What healing touch do we long for? What balm might we take and share. Come what may, O Spirit of life, may we keep a ray of light for our inward path, a living water in the depths of us, a cleansing breath at our core. May we keep them for ourselves and share them. May we call forth from each other vitality and tenacity. May love rest in us. May justice live through us. May we have the touch to call others back to life and love, to justice and peace. May we sing back their songs and add the alleluias. In the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit giving power. Amen. Let us enter into prayerful silence together, after which we will sing hymn number 123, Spirit of Life. You may remain seated.
Reading Hope is a State of Mind by Václav Havel, Disturbing the Peace, 1986. Hope is a state of mind, not the world. Either we have hope or we don't. It is a dimension of the soul, and it is not essentially dependent on any particular observation of the world or estimate of the situation. Hope is not procrastination. It is an orientation of the spirit, an orientation of the heart. It transcends the world that is immediately experienced and is anchored somewhere beyond its horizons. In this deep and powerful sense, hope is not the same as joy that things are going well, or a willingness to invest in enterprises that are heading for success, but rather an ability to work for something because it is good, not just because it stands a chance of succeeding. The more promising and favorable the situation in which we demonstrate hope, the deeper the hope. Hope is not the same as optimism. It is not the conviction that something will turn out well, but the faith that something that makes sense regardless of how it turns out.
To have hope. It's defined as a feeling of expectation, a desire for a certain thing to happen, an optimistic state of mind based on an expectation of positive outcomes concerning events and circumstances in one's life or the world at large. From the movie Matrix Revolutions. Why, Mr. Anderson? Why do you do it? Why get up? Why keep fighting? Do you believe you're fighting for something? For more than your survival? Can you tell me what it is? Do you even know? Is it freedom or truth? Perhaps peace? Could it be for love? Illusions, Mr. Anderson, vagaries of perception, the temporary constructs of a feeble human intellect trying desperately to justify an existence that was without meaning or purpose. All of them as artificial as the matrix itself, although only a human mind could invent something as insipid as love. You must be able to see it, Mr. Anderson. You must know it by now. You can't win. It's pointless to keep fighting. Why, Mr. Anderson, why? Why do you persist? Because I choose to. Hope guides my choices. I choose to focus, fight, and persist in what I dream about and want out of this perfectly imperfect life I'm leading. The spirit of hope pervades my decisions. Hope is spread through and perceived in every part of my life, my spirit, and my emotions. It sustains me and helps push me forward. It's why I refuse, like Neo, to give up, no matter what the Mr. Smiths of the world would have me do. I focus on my aspirations and goals and what I'm striving for rather than what I don't want. What you focus on grows. It's a positivity principle that states that the topics or subjects we choose to put our attention to or study are fateful in the sense that they not only determine what we learn as we focus on them, but they create it. They grow it. The more attention and energy you give to something, a pursuit of healthy activity, spiritual growth and expansion, a new career, your current lineup of training or classes, your artistic endeavors, the more it will grow and become a larger part of your life. Focusing on negative thoughts and emotions will make them more prominent and affect your overall well-being. T. Harv Eker is credited with saying, "What you focus on expands." This statement refers to investing your time and attention in the things that matter, important relationships, tasks, and projects in your life. That kind of focus can be difficult, but it can be learned. Our brains are malleable, and they can change and shift based on the information we give them. Telling our brains what to focus on creates well-worn neural pathways, sophisticated filters, and subconscious subjectivity. Say that one 10 times fast. And a bias to look for more of what we focus on. Many people use focus to help create and implement sensible risk management, concentrating on what has the potential to cause harm or suffering. We don't want to think about that stuff. Avoid wasting resources on things that aren't as significant. Hope is an intentional, cognitive process by which you can identify personal goals and develop actionable steps to achieve results. Is there risk involved in doing this? Oh, absolutely. But I would encourage you to see acting in hope as a sensible risk. Hope has the potential to positively impact your life by building resilience, and not just for you as an individual, but for groups that you belong to and identify with. In a paper published on the National Library of Medicine website titled "Hope for Brain Health: Impacting the Life Course and Society," the authors advocate for hope and its potency to be harnessed in society as a tool to promote brain health. They conclude by identifying strategies to apply hope to brain health within technology, arts, media, and education. To hope is to be human, knowing what you want to achieve and being able to plan how you'll get there. Risk is involved, but when you calculate the rewards, you can take that risk and plot a positive path. Part of your positive path ahead involves developing a plan of action. Discover and commit to specific strategies, down to the last detail. Pinpoint what you need to do and create a timeline. Visualize yourself going through each step that brings you closer to reaching your goals. Exercise faith in your talents and abilities. Review your track record to remind yourself how much you can and have accomplished when you put your mind to it. Hope expands your vision. It opens your eyes to opportunities that you might otherwise miss. A conflict becomes a way to get to know your coworkers better. A traffic jam becomes a restful pause that allows you to relax and focus on your breathing, or to hear a favorite song in its entirety rather than just a snippet. Your goals and aspirations are the fuel that motivates you. You can generate excitement by putting yourself to the test. Your genuine and heartfelt wishes sustain you, even during difficult times. Know that positive things come in cycles, and better times lie ahead. Hope paints a true and complete picture of the world for you. You can increase awareness of your challenges and the resources you need to gather. At the same time, you can feel secure knowing you are up to the task. You can choose to be carried forward on a powerful current of hope. Your actions will express what you hope for and where your focus lies. Sometimes people think of hope as a soft emotion that doesn't carry a big impact, but that couldn't be further from the truth. There is power in hope. Let's talk about how that power in hope can and does work. One of the most impactful feelings you'll ever experience is hope. Hope occurs when we center our expectations on something. Your hope is kind of like a wish for something to happen, and there's power in those wishes. Consider these reasons why hope plants a seed to help you increase your personal power. When you yearn for something, having hope implies that it could occur. Hope can germinate into a whole new existence. Your life's journey can be enhanced in a positive way simply by having hope. Number 2, honesty is required to feel hopeful. We've all experienced times that we fooled ourselves into something like a relationship, a work situation, or even winning the latest Powerball jackpot. But to have hope, we must be honest about what we've done to create the challenge. Only if you tell yourself the truth about a trying situation can you proceed ahead and experience hope. Hoping you lose weight while you're eating the second pint of your favorite ice cream is not being truthful. Planning and executing workout sessions during your work week is being truthful and gives you a boost of hope that your efforts will get you to your fitness goal. Number 3, hope produces a can-do spirit. For example, if you want your relationship to be better, you can draw upon the hope within you to push you toward positive action. That desire to want a deepened, more connected partnership is rooted in the hope that you can put the relationship back on track by taking action to better understand yourself and your partner. The next step is to then ask yourself, what can I do to make this relationship grow? Hope cultivates a personal sense of responsibility and ownership. Only then do you have the power to convince yourself that you can truly affect a change in your own life. Number 4, hope often leads you to the answer. When you're clueless about resolving a difficult issue, you resort to hoping the issue will be resolved somehow. Your thoughts begin to meander through all the ins and outs of figuring out the challenge. Before you know it, you've hit on something that might help the situation. Number 5, hope cultivates your imagination. Creativity and imagination are necessary when you're hoping for something to grow or change in a positive way. You stretch yourself by considering resolutions you hadn't considered before. Number 6, hope enhances your commitment to the issue at hand. When you've thought enough about a vexing challenge, you're likely committed to overcoming that challenge. Personal commitment sets you up to sharpen your focus and find a way to create the result you desire. Number 7, hope springs from within you. Your life's purest form of strength and power emerges from within you. Only your thoughts and desires are needed. Hope is free and available to you whenever you wish to tap into it. And finally, number 8, hope allows you to accept and forgive others. The path you seek can often be paved by your complete acceptance of others and your ability to forgive them. We'll all be exposed to those who annoy or bewilder us, and unfortunately, will be hurt by the actions and words of others at some point or another. However, having hope encourages us to move past these positions of powerlessness and discover the true strength of our character. Possessing hope empowers you to perform challenging acts and believe the unbelievable. The good life you deserve can be attained by striving to have hope. Let go of your self-doubts and negativity. Discover your power by embracing all the riches hope can deliver. Amen. Ashe. Blessed be. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing hymn, number 391, in the gray hymnal, Voice Still and Small. Join me in speaking our unison benediction. Engage with the world in peace. Have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return to no person evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Honor all beings. Please be seated, be comfortable, and remain for our postlude.